Alrighty, folks, welcome to the Free Agent Scramble. I'm Drakpak, joined by Zyrek, and today we're gonna have several free agents popping in and out, showing what they can do for maybe a team that's looking for a new player. I know those sappers need one to make their squad legal, so they're going to be watching carefully. But like I said, I'm joined by Zyrek, and in the booth as well, GN Flix, who's very funny and lied to me that we were live when we weren't. So appreciate that. But Zyrek,
It,
how
it
you doing?
it's not a QRLS stream without something going wrong in production. Whether it's a caster not being ready, a caster joining a match, or audio being messed up, that's what makes this all a very much enjoyable. Is even though sometimes we may look professional, there are definitely some mistakes that happen, and it's no one's fault to blame.
Oh, we love flicks. We love
We do,
flicks.
we
It's
do.
all it's all fun and jokes. But I just
It was very funny.
I felt like that delivery was pretty good though. That test run, I just got sharpened it a little bit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It
but
basically it gave Drac a practice run at bringing us into the broadcast. But Drac, we do have a pretty strong matchup today. Both of these teams are pretty even in rating, being only 5 off from each other. Team 1 consisting of Tom's, Trey Post, and Dark Moon, as well as Team 2 consisting of Sakibo, Blitzy, and Nyx Ethereum. My big thing is one of these teams is full of rookies, whereas the other team doesn't have a single rookie on it.
yeah, Tom's just played some matches. I know Nyx has played some matches. Dark Moon as well. So some of these players you have seen in the regular season, but some of these players looking to break in. 5 of these players are below 200. The only one above is Sakibu. So definitely some cap-friendly acquisitions early on, but a little bit later, I don't want to kind of tease it a little. Am I reading this right? We got Averted coming in.
Yeah, you are reading it right for games 3, 4, 5, and 6. Averted will be on Team 1, the highest rated player in our league. I think I think pretty much the same rating as what our commissioner's at. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's only 3 players in the league that are rated at 300. That being Alex, who is our wonderful commissioner, Averted, and Storm Soku, who's all rookie this year. So it's definitely going to be interesting how those other games match up with Averted being on the pitch. I'm not one to glaze players a lot, but I've played against Averted, and it's definitely scary.
It'll be fun. I'll get to see what he can do because I haven't seen Averted play it. But before we get to the big ticket, the team gets stronger as the matches will go on. But our first couple of matches in the lobby now, we have Tree Post and Nyx waiting on the rest of the free agents to join in. Hard to say predictions because we haven't seen a lot of these players play. But Zarek, have you seen some of these players? Like, how do you like them? Some of these names are foreign to me, but I have a feeling you know them quite well. So, who are we looking out for in these first couple games?
Yeah, so big person to look out for Team 1 is definitely Tom's. I ended up playing Tom's in the Free Agents Showdown. I want to say beginning of this season, if I'm not mistaken. I personally had some choice words about the teams because it didn't seem fully fair, but we ended up making a trade for a player, and it ended up working out pretty well for us. Tom's is pretty good in the air, decent mechanically. I'm very excited to see how he's going to play. And surprisingly enough for me, on Team 2, I'm excited to see Nyx Ethereum play we ended up bringing them into sub for a Speed Demons match, and they played well overall. Like, I wouldn't say the loss was anyone's fault in that game. I think we just ended up playing a very strong Spectres. So
You
I
can't
definitely would like to see that.
you can't really fault anybody for getting swept by the undefeated team. Knicks definitely cap friendly at 130 and doesn't necessarily play like it. He kind of the 130 range, like, because I think of him and I think of whenever I think of somebody down there, I think of Joe Papa, and it's like hard. They're just such like wild cards. You never know what they're going to be capable of, and I think Knicks at 130 is going to be especially appealing to some teams with very high, some very high like players, like your Rees, your Flicks, who's once again in the broadcast booth, your Kipteros. So, like, if you have that very high player and you want an impact player at a very cap friendly spot, you know, you gotta give Knicks a look. I think it would be a disservice if you didn't even give him a once over as someone who can a slot into your roster.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an easy fit for a 130 rating. You can fit some very high players on that roster. I mean, you could run Knicks, Verted, and another, say, lower salary player. Regardless, though, I personally, funny enough, that is actually two people we will see on a team together in games 3 and 4. Right now we are waiting on we're waiting on a few people actually to join up. Right now we have Trey Post and Ethereum joining. We're still waiting on Dark Moon, Tom's, Sakibo, and Blitzy. As right now they do have a decent bit of time. These matches were scheduled to start at 8 o'clock, right? Flix will tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I do believe it was 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's kind of no captains to kind of wrangle the kitties in, you know. Uh,
That's one way to put it.
sometimes you need that one player with the fancy role to yell at everybody else, get in the lobby. But
Usually, and this is what I'll say. Usually that's Flix. Usually
usually,
Flix is the one that's like, "Hey, get in the lobby."
yeah. And but free agent showcase. What's gonna happen if they're late? They're just gonna get put on blast in front of all the QRLS.
Well,
You
okay,
know,
well, let's not put
only
them
a
on
little.
blast. We definitely like our I say jobs, but we definitely like casting for this league. Let's not put
It's
anybody on
it's a
blast.
it's a light blasting. It's a dusting. It's a
Hey, I
dusting.
did that. I did that once. Did not go well.
Yeah.
I trust me. But these are the teams that you'll see for games 1 and 2. For games 3 and 4, though, Team 1 will consist of Averted, Nyx, and Dark Moon, whereas Team 2 will consist of Big Bad Bullman, Blitzy, and Prospect. But I think Prospect ended up canceling. Um, Again, Flix will tell me if I'm wrong, and 90% of the times it's a yes. Okay, so we'll get. Okay, so we'll probably end up getting notified of who's going to be taking over that spot. And then games 5 and 6, Team 1 will consist of Averted, Trey Post, and an undetermined third. And Team 2 will consist of Saki Bo, Big Bad Bullman, and Toms. Those are going to be the highest rated games that we will see, with Team 1 coming in at 655 and Team 2 coming in at 610.
Yeah. Like Bullman and Tom's. It's kind of the two that I'm kind of the Toms we'll see in this game one, but Bullman's gonna be somebody I'm kind of excited to see drop from the Kings. Him like the Kings were doing quite well, so um, yeah, we will. we will be with you right until we can get these players in the lobby. We have a couple of stragglers that are
Not
taking their time,
responding.
so we will be just waiting for them to join. And we got Dark Moon now joining us. We'll get started in just a few moments.
We got 2 players on team 1 that are in. And 1 player on team 2. Usually we'd have a lot more to talk about. Not overly too much to talk about, as pretty sure we also have an event going on tomorrow, which would be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard for a pentathlon tourney.
Yeah, definitely an exciting one to look forward to there. It's going to be, I believe, I don't remember the match, I don't remember the games exactly, but it'll be a variety of game modes. It should be a lot of fun. But I think while we're waiting here, pick have an eye out on teams that might be looking for some pickups to jump out. Kings and Sappers both having an empty 4th slot that they could just kind of pick up. Kings is open to picking up almost anyone. Maybe they can't fit in averted, but anybody within like reason they can fit. And for the Sappers, they need somebody below 185 if they want to, or they need somebody 190 or below if they want to play with the legal roster. And it's got to be at least 185 if reserve is to play. So
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of picks that they can grab for 185. I mean, they could grab Trey Post if they want to grab a 190. They can also pick up Tom, Blitzy, and if they want to throw in a good, I would say underdog pick, they could also pick up Knicks as well. I'm a big fan of Knicks. I mean, Knicks played really well when we subbed them in for the Spectres match. So
yeah. I will
yeah,
say Sappers picked up Eclipse Jade for the first 3 weeks. So Sapper's not allergic to taking a chance on lower rated players, and for a little bit until they ran into the Hammerheads, which to be fair, Hammerheads are, apart from week 1, have looked phenomenal. Um, Sappers have been looking like they've been holding their own. So you know I could see them picking up Knicks if he fits his style and they fit the vibe well. But it'll still be interesting to see what happens.
yeah, as right now we're getting some other players because there are a few that are MIA right now. We just haven't been able to get in contact. So Bullman has actually ended up joining the lobby as well. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah. So just checked in with our wonderful producer. You guys won't be able to hear him. I swear we're not crazy. We actually do have a producer talking to us.
It would be really funny if they could hear him and you're just like, wait, hold on. I swear we're not crazy. We like,
I
no,
mean,
but,
it's
but
not too far out of it's not far out of the ballpark for us.
yeah, but before I cut off Zyrek, because I just
I'll go for it.
thought it was funny. We do have Sakibu getting replaced by Bullman. Bitsy has joined now, and the final sub is looking like it's gonna be Averted subbing in for Toms. So this is gonna get interesting for game one.
This is definitely gonna be interesting. I'm gonna pull out a calculator because I want to see what these new ratings would be for these teams. So Verdant sitting at 300, Trey Post still at 180, and Dark Moon at 155. Puts their new salary cap almost 100 ratings above what they were. And I'm pretty sure that keeps Team Two's rating at 530 with Big Bad Bullman subbing in for Sakibo or Sakibu.
But we're just waiting on one more person. Whether that ends up being Averted or Tom's or someone, we will keep you posted.
I believe it will be Averted. We are just currently trying to figure out how to make this as as even as possible. As like I said at the very beginning, wouldn't be a QRLS stream without a little bit of mishaps going on.
Yeah, I just remember back to the time I was really excited I'd get to cast with Redbeard, and then I was also running the stream too, and I forgot to refresh the overlay, so you almost saw the home screen of Rocket League. Actually, I don't even know if it was just the home screen or just like a completely black. We had to dip out. I want to thank the Hammerheads and Sappers for being very patient as I have figured stuff out on the fly. First game I streamed, but we've since gone up since then.
Yeah, hey, listen, we're definitely all about giving people chances when it comes to streaming or casting. We're not looking for like professionals. We're just looking for people who can be professional on stream and want to have some fun. As we are letting all the players know that they are good to join on Team 1, like we said, is Averted, Trey Post, and Dark Moon, and Team 2 is Bullman, Blitzy, and Nyx Ethereum. As they hit the pitch, let's get ready for some Rocket League.
And we are live. Kickoff goes the way of Team 1, Dark Moon. Averted, Tree Post is Team 1, like Zyrex said. Bullman, Bitsy, Nyx Ethereum is Team 2. 2 whiffs, unfortunately, but Dark Moon will take it up the corner. Nyx is going to whiff. Bullman will get a touch, keeping the pressure on Team 1 now. Averted, able to clear, but Bitsy's going to try to go up for it, but Averted's just too good. Gets another touch onto a Tree Post, and Dark Moon with a double commit. Nyx with just an unfortunate whiff, and Dark Moon's going to go from here. 50 on Bitsy, but it's still Team 1. Bullman with the whiff, Tree Post with the center, Nyx with the clear.
I mean, right now, this definitely looks a lot more even than I would have thought, as Darkmoon's going to pass it on to Averted. Averted gets it over Bullman, past Nyx, as Blitzy's going to end up clearing it out. Tries to put it out middle. It's going to be there, but Averted's going to clear it off down to Bullman, as Bullman's just going to bang it back, hits the ceiling, gets the double, but isn't able to put it on target.
Yeah, I think today it's going to be about flashes of brilliance, as Averted's going to try to get that in, but only gets the center. Tree Post is going to hit it just, unfortunately, a little wide, but he's going to keep on it. No boost, it's a little awkward, so he will fall off eventually, but it keeps offense for Team 1 going. Averted with a touch up high, but Nyx going up, challenging the 300 rated Averted. That is kind of what Nyx will do, and it's very, very fun to watch. averted on the centering attempt, but gets cleared out. It was team effort. All 3 players on Team 2 go for it. Not going to necessarily get the best chemistry considering these teammates just started playing with each other 2 minutes ago. So, you know, kind of feeling each other out, but you'll get to see some individual flashes. Nyx with a good demo on the Dark Moon. It's going to go offense the other way, but oh man, it's going to get blown up by tree posts.
I mean, right now, all that Team 2 need to do is you really just need to not give Averted as much space, and that's what they're doing right now. As you know, with free jumps and all of that. And as I say that, Averted gets a good shot in off of the backboard. Dark Moon was trying to read the double, wasn't able to, but it faked Bullman just enough for it to go in. Team 1 is up 1-0 with 2 minutes 35 left. That is a lot longer than I thought it would take for the first goal.
Yeah, especially it was a little bit of a grindy goal too. Everyone kind of in an awkward spot, and Averted was able to get the shot in, and it's kind of been a little bit that way. You expect to see a lot more flashes of brilliance, and Averted centers it. Unfortunately, I believe that was Bullman just hitting it into his own net, trying to get on the other side of that for the clear, but I don't think he read that that ball was going into the net rather than out. So a little bit unfortunate there, 2-0 for Team 1. But as I was saying, you're kind of expect more individual flashes, each team member trying to show what they can do, but it's been a little bit more grindy, a little bit more fundamental. So see if that is how the game will progress. Bitsy up, trying to get beat Averted, but can't quite do it. But Averted with the a little bit of an errant clear, but he gets his nose on it and prevents Bullman from being able to score that. But centering attempt now, Averted's gonna miss. Nyx is gonna go for the shot. Dark Moon there with the save.
Yeah, Dark Moon with the save. Trey post getting that ball out to the side. A bit of an awkward touch from Nyx. Bullman's gonna keep it close. Tries to get the pop, but Trey post is gonna be there. Averted gonna start dribbling this very, very deadly spot. Definitely not where you want to be, as Averted isn't gonna get the touch. I thought that was Averted pre-jumping. They kind of have like the same car design. So I definitely thought that was Averted jumping and not Trey post, as Blitzy's gonna get a good shot in the net off of a pass from Nyx. I mean, that
beautiful redirect there. Averted roofing that into his own net, trying to get that cleared up high off the crossbar and kind of bounce away, but a little bit too close to his own net. A great placement there by Bitsy. Makes it 2-1, minute to go. Offense on the side, Team 1. Dark Moon gonna try, but can't quite get to it. Averted was gonna get a pinch. He's gonna beat one, get this center for Trey post. He's gonna go off for the double, and Bullman denies what would have been an amazing goal.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we are gonna put, these like any clips from this in clips of the week, but I'm pretty sure that that would have made at least, I want to say, probably number 3, maybe. That was a great double attempt, but an amazing save from Bullman.
Definitely. 15 seconds ago, Averted on a dribble. Dangerous if you're Team 2. He's going to get this up to Dark Moon, who's going to center it. Keep it up the corner. Nyx with the clear. Doesn't quite beat Averted, but it bounces middle. Little bit of a chance. Tree Post is going to pop this up. Zeros on the clock, but of Team 1 and Averted and Dark Moon are going to let that hit the ground. Team 1 with the win. I feel like given the teams, people would have necessarily predicted that, but not necessarily tells you how the story of the game went. That was definitely a back and forth affair.
I mean, that was definitely a lot closer than I expected it to be. I mean, Averted almost 700 points in just the one game. I mean, definitely, and I mean, I wouldn't say obviously, but decently obvious MVP for this game 1, regardless. But I mean, Team 2 is making it very difficult for Team 1 to get any opportunities to score.
Yeah, I mean, Team 2 not slouches or can play some fundamentally sound Rocket League. You know, Bullman had that unfortunate own goal, but that's just a tough angle that a player of averted skill can hit that you're maybe not necessarily anticipating. Like, it was very clear that Bullman thought that that was going to maybe hit off the back wall and bounce out, but instead was going in and just got a little bit too much of it. But we are getting tooled up for game number 2, keeping the same rosters. And Team 2 is going to see if they can get one back here. I definitely think it's possible, but we shall see. Kickoff goes neutral.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Team 2 might have what it takes. Verded was looking for the Psycho attempt, is going to get a shot with no boost. Blitzy is going to end up getting a save out to the corner. Next, going to look to take it up high, isn't able to do too much. A little bit of a questionable pass towards the middle, because there is a big opportunity for them to counterattack a lot easier. As Nix passes it down, and I don't think Nix meant to hit that, but Averted was gonna take every opportunity that he can.
Averted just hitting a nice easy roller into the open net. The 2 members of Team 1 there before you could even see a member of Team 2. Just a little bit of a miscue. And like we said, a little bit of miscue. A little bit of errant kickoff. Averted trying to center this for Tree Post, but just a little bit too tough for Tree Post to get to. So ball's going to go the other way now. Team 2 with a centering attempt, but the double commit actually works out for Team 2. Bitsy with a shot attempt misses, but Averted's going to get to it before Bullman. Bullman's going to get the touch. Nix is going to continue on. Tree Post tries the 50, but it was going to go center, but Dark Moon there for the clear. Bullman and Averted in the corner now. Averted with a beautiful touch, and Dark Moon trying to finish that up, but Bitsy's there for the save.
Yeah, Verdon's definitely trying to do a lot of fancy stuff. You know, trying to go for a reset double off of the corner. Not something you would typically see, as Blitzy's going to actually dunk Averted. Puts it into the corner and allow them to maintain as much pressure as they can.
Averted up with the shot attempt, or centering attempt. A little bit of errant clear. Tree Post hits it off the crossbar. Dark Moon unable to get to it. Leaves Averted back on his own. He will jump off the ceiling to get that. And not necessarily something you'll see. Dark Moon with a shot attempt, but just hits the crossbar. Team 1 is hitting the woodwork a lot here, and we're only halfway through this game. Team 2 a little bit lucky that they are not as far down as just 1-0, but you know, time will tell if they can recover it defensively, or if Team 1's going to figure out their offense and start scoring some of these goals.
Pop it up for Dark Moon. Blitzy's gonna get the, Blitzy's gonna stop it from going through. Bullman is gonna be down one-on-one, as if Trey Post wasn't right there to take that ball away. Averted's gonna get the shot towards the net. Dark Moon had an attempt, wasn't able to catch up to it. That ball does speed up quite a bit.
Yeah, and you're just gonna see some desync from these players. It's just they're not used to playing with each other, especially Dark Moon and Tree Post playing with Averted. They don't quite understand what he's capable of, and Averted kind of playing this a little going for stuff, trying to flash a little bit. But Dark Moon and Tree Post going for fundamentals, infield passing play, makes this 2-0. Tree Post pops it down, and Dark Moon with a beautiful shot into the lower left-hand corner.
Yeah, definitely some pretty good placement from Dark Moon, and that's one thing as well. Off of passes, Dark Moon definitely has a better shooting accuracy than just straight on shots, and you'll see that as they're probably going to try and set up another play. Averted's going to pop it up, very deadly in the air, gets the reset, takes it to the ground, which is surprising to see.
Yeah, averted. Yeah, it seems like he was going for a shot there, but maybe didn't have it, or maybe just thought better of it. The entirety of Team 2 was back on defense, so would have been a tough shot to hit regardless. Dark Moon with that wall pinch. Can't beat Bitsy, who's going to get this center for Bullman. He's trying to get a shot, but Averted's there. Tree post. He's going to jump over Averted, get a touch. Can't quite get anything on it, but Averted's going to take to the sky for a double. Can't do it. Tree post's going to hit it. Goes a little wide. And Nick's trying to get a touch, but can't quite do it himself. Bitsy and Bullman are going to get this clear. Tree post lurking, but he can't get to Bitsy in time. He's going to get this back to a 1-goal game with 33 seconds to go.
Pretty good wizard flick from Blitzy. I don't think Averted was quite reading that extra touch, and I'm going to be honest, neither was I.
Definitely interesting to see these two teams, kind of how they play, how they tackle each other. Dark Moon going up, trying to get a shot. Bullman with a clear. Averted trying to follow that up to ice the game, couldn't quite do it. Nicked a little bit mishandled on the landing there. A little bit unfortunate. Ball's going to go back. Nick's with the pop, trying to get this back by Averted. Bitsy sacrifices his life to keep that out, but unfortunately that might do it as Nix can't quite get to the ball as it lands. Team 1 wins game number 2.
I mean, again,
Averted and Dark Moon sharing a goal, and it's kind of a little bit more even, but Bitsy 3 saves.
I mean, yeah, like I said in the first match, definitely a lot closer than normal. Like, I mean, a lot of these players were, a lot of these players, and even myself, was expecting Averted to do a lot more. But honestly, I mean, Team 2 was definitely, keeping up, making sure that it wasn't just going to be a blowout game. It was going to be a very, very close game, and that they did.
Exactly. And although Team 1 definitely dominant on offense here, having 10 shots total, the Team 2's 3. Definitely the defense and kind of Team 1 being a little bit errant, hitting the post a lot on some of those attempts, but kind of feeling into the game a little bit and kind of getting used to playing with each other. These players are having absolute flashes. I think we've
Our
and folks, it seems like our production has maybe crashed, so we're gonna get that lobby set back up and we will get going.
yeah.
And we are back.
So I think we are just gonna do a best of 5 with the same teams, and then we'll kind of go from there. I personally think that these teams are solid. I think that this definitely, like, some people might say the teams need to be swapped. I personally think that these teams are doing fantastic. Keeping the games very close is not something you see done, especially against a 300 rating player. As we start the kickoff, it goes out to goes out to blue side. Blitzy's gonna get it past one, isn't able to get it past two. Nix is gonna put the shot on, but it's gonna get bounced out to the corner. Blitzy trying to center, but Averted's gonna be there. Nix centering it out, Averted on 3 boosts, but nobody is there to take the shot.
It doesn't matter how much boost Averted has. If they see him lurking on the wall, they think twice, but they're gonna get it around tree post. And unfortunately, Bull was shadowing, expecting a player from Team 1 to hit that, but they couldn't. So, ball bounces harmlessly away. Bitsy's gonna keep up the attack for Team 2 here. Hits it to Averted, which Nix is gonna keep it in, and he has a little bit of an opening here, but Averted just coming back and stealing. It's like stealing candy from a baby, honestly. The way he plays, it all looks so simple, like you can do it. And then he tries to hit a ceiling shot reset, and it's like, okay, maybe we can. Bitsy, up the wall, a little bit of an air dribble, reset, trying to get there, but couldn't quite clear out the net. Team 2, but Nix doesn't care. He's gonna hit it through traffic and hits it to the bottom corner. Good shot set up by Bull, trying to toss that in. Nix jams it home.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a play you want to see from Team 2. They are doing very, very well, especially against I'd say a more dominant team. So I'm very, very glad to see how this is going. Gets centered out. Darkmoon puts it out in front. It goes off the post. It goes off the post again and again. Team 2 is not able to capitalize on a very open net as Blitzy's going to put it back in as Trepo is going to clear it out. Almost no boost for the side of Team 2. They are playing very, very scarce right now.
Yeah, it just seems like the Rocket League gods have decided to curse this game, that ball is going to be a magnet to the post whenever a team's got a 1-0 lead early on. Nix trying, and just to prove my point, it takes an own goal to get to a 2-0 lead early on here. Darkmoon, I believe, was the person who unfortunately tapped that in. A little bit of an awkward scramble. I think that was Bullman who was right behind, ready to dump that in. So if it wasn't Darkmoon hitting it into his own net, it would have gone in regardless. So not much to be ashamed of, but still 2-0 for Team 2. And we will have Bullman hit this up, but Averted's just gonna knock this clear.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Team 2 is doing a really good job at stealing their boost. So Averted almost not ever being on full boost is definitely helping them out. As Averted looking for a shot on, isn't able to get it. Darkmoon was there, but it's going to get cleared by Bullman as Blitzy's going to go on to the attack. But Trepost up in the air, tries to go for the ceiling reset, gets it. Can he get it past? But no, Bullman's going to save. Going to make a good save and clear it out the other way.
Cool, collected Bitsy with a shot, but it gets cleared away, and this could be dangerous. Just high. You can't quite aim a shot like that and like have that fine grain control with just a clear, but still a sweat for Team 2, but it's gonna go the other way. Bullman trying to center it, but Darkmoon is there. Darkmoon gets it around Nix, but Bitsy's there before Darkmoon can get another touch. Averted. Gonna clear this out. Darkmoon with another passing. A goal off the pass. Darkmoon loves those. This time it's Averted setting him up. Beautiful goal to cut the lead down to 1.
I mean, this is exactly what I said in the previous match. I mean, or in the previous game. Darkmoon taking those opportunities off of a pass and getting a really, really good shot. Doesn't miss those as often as you'd think.
It seems like there's something about the team play of, whenever he gets set up with the pass here, that it just clicks. And Darkmoon also looking to set up those passes. One got blocked, but he's gonna come back. Averted's gonna get this set back up again, and Darkmoon's gonna be there to kind of finish it off. Bitsy almost getting it clear, but unfortunately, Darkmoon just hits it just a little bit outside.
Yeah, and I mean, Dark Moon is definitely doing really well in this free agent showdown. As Bullman's gonna put it off the crossbar. Very unfortunate. Averted, gonna look to clear it out. Doesn't have a ton of boost, so it's gonna help the clear off from Blitzy. As Blitzy's awkward, but Dark Moon's gonna save it!
What a fantastic save. He can do it all. He can score. He can, set teammates up with beautiful shots, and he's great at saving it. He's just got to learn to save it in his own net. Trey Post trying to get the center, but nobody's there. But Trey Post is going to do it his own. 34 seconds to go, and Team 1 has clawed back from 2-0 down, back up in the lead, 3-2.
Yeah, a bit of a misplay from Big Bad Bullman as an unfortunate touch ends up spinning him around, and he isn't able to follow up. Averted gonna get a quick demo on to Blitzy as Nyx is gonna clear it out. Averted tries to fake, puts us in a very awkward position for Trey Post, and Bullman's just gonna take his time, ends up clearing it out to the midfield, and Darkmoon pretty much sitting in a one-on-one against Nyx. Isn't able to do much. Averted takes it off the crossbar, and Blitzy's going to clear it out. They still have some time to potentially tie up this game.
Nyx is going to keep this up off the corner. Nyx is going to try to kill, and the shot by Nyx falls in foot short of the net. That was tracking in. Nyx with a game to be proud of, but Team 1 takes the win. 4 saves, 2 assists by Averted. He was just setting them up. Dark Moon with 2 goals and Trey Post with 1 as well. It's a shame Dark Moon didn't get an assist for that Trey Post shot. That was a great save. But, man, Bullman with the savior as well. Great showing from both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big thing as well. So I will say, you know what? We just asked both of the teams. We can do one more. It looks like Averted is talking about doing different teams. That'll be entirely up to GM Flix, who's our wonderful producer, as he figures that out. But yeah, one big thing to point out, Averted not having any goals that game, but definitely putting in the work to set up both Trey Post and Dark Moon to very good success.
Yeah, definitely. That was something where it just felt like, Averted kind of took a back seat and let his teammates kind of go in and try to score some goals here. He did have a couple of opportunities to score it, but I don't think he's upset with the way that game unfolded. Dark Moon has been showing that he's been very promising, and Dark Moon, whenever he gets a chance to shine here, has been kind of on the winning side more times than not. I think all the way back to the first preseason match the Sappers had when they had subbed in Surupper and Dark Moon, and Dark Moon was holding his own as well as Surupper. So it was, Dark Moon, whenever he gets a chance to shine on stream, he will do so. And we will wait and see what the teams look like they're going to be. It seems like we're going to be playing one more. We shall see what the teams are going to look like.
Yeah. Best of 3 with new teams. But Blitzy just left. Blitzy's back. Alrighty. So the new teams are going to be Team 1 having Trey Post, Big Bad Bullman, and Blitzy. Team 2 consisting of Dark Moon, Averted, and Nyx Ethereum as we get into this game.
Post gonna try to get this around Averted now on team 2. I'm going to get tripped up by this a lot. The sub here is Nyx. Oh, really close shot there by Tree Post. Bullman with another save. Bullman's having some really beautiful saves here. And that is just fun to watch. Averted's gonna get a shot off the crossbar. Ooh, this is close shots early on here by Team 2 and Averted. Team 2 is basically Team 1 with the sub of Nyx going in for Trey Post. So it's Averted, Dark Moon, Nyx, Trey Post, Bullman, Bitsy, and the colors are reversed. So Trey Post trying to get this past Nyx, can't quite do it, but Bullman waiting up in the corner. Gonna get a second touch. Averted 50-50, but Bullman wins the 50, but Avert is there to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, as Bullman has a good shot attempt, but isn't able to get it close enough to the net. Blitzy's gonna look to pass it out to Trey Post, gets 50'd off of Dark Moon. Bullman's gonna look to put a shot on, as Dark Moon's gonna fake. Blitzy's gonna have a good shot on, but it rings off the post. Trey Post is there, and so is Averted.
Averted trying for a second touch, can't quite do it off the roof. Trey Post hits the center to Bitsy, who's gonna pop this up. Unfortunately, Team 2's there to get to it first, and Averted primed, but Bitsy is there with the save. Bitsy with another 50 attempt, but Dark Moon gets the center, and Bullman's gonna see this wide. Bitsy is gonna pick it up, try to get this center, but Nyx is gonna say no, and Bullman's gonna pick it up off of Nyx, and Averted's gonna pick it up off of Bullman. He's gonna center it, and Trey Post there with him.
Yeah, Nyx is going to keep this into that corner, trying to maintain as much pressure as he can. A bit of a miscommunication from Blitzy and Trey Post as they do double commit, but a good clear from Blitzy. He's going to put it in the corner, and it's rolling in front of the net, but nobody's there to capitalize. As Dark Moon with a bit of a mistouch as Bullman's going to snipe it into the net. I mean, that is a beautiful play from Bullman.
You ever have those moments when you're just trying to set up the play and just get a touch and pass it off, but you realize right after you touch it, oh, there was somebody there, and gets it cleared. Seems like we have a little bit of an issue.
I don't think it's affected anything right now. Dark Moon had a good attempt, isn't able to capitalize. Nyx is going to put it out to the middle. 1v1 with Averted, but Averted's just going to insta-chow Blitzy, and they are just chasing the demos right now, making sure they don't have a good time, as it is a 2-on-1 Averted, not with a ton of boost. Bullman gets it around one, but Nyx is going to clear it out, and it is a 2v1 right now, as a big misplay, but Dark Moon puts it back into the corner.
Yeah, really... just kind of chaos unfolding here as we're getting towards the back half of this game. A minute 30 to go. Trey Post beats Averted. It's going to get centered, but Averted reads the bounce perfectly and gets a touch pass, but goes right back to Team 1. Bullman's going to try to dips Nyx, and the Bitsy hits the crossbar. Oh, man.
Big misplay as Bullman had a good attempt for a double. Averted, sitting on 0 boost, isn't able to do too much. Nyx is going to clear it out. Dark Moon's going to pop it high. Blitzy's going to take a good first touch to try and get a second, but that's actually going to be Trey Post that will get the second touch on.
Trey Post trying to get a touch. Can't do it. It's going to pump this back to Bullman. Ooh, trying to beat Averted, can't quite do it. Bitsy with 2 touches, gonna get this into a dangerous area, but unfortunately no members of Team 1 was gonna follow that up. But maybe a little bit of a blessing, because Team 1 now has all the pressure and all the presence in front of goal, and Trey Post is gonna hit that as far into the top right corner as physically possible. beats Bitsy to the honors, and it's gonna be 2-0 with 26 seconds to go.
Yeah, I mean, right now it is looking a little bit slim for team number 2. They, having a little bit of trouble with the rotations or just passing plays in general. Blitzy's going to get another shot on, but it's going to go off the post. I feel like we are seeing post galore today.
Yeah, definitely, and this is just kind of one of those games where the posts have just been a magnet. And it's mostly been the team that's leading, which I feel like is a little bit different because, normally you get those teams that are chasing, that are trying to hit the trying to get shots, and they're going to hit the post more often. But Team 1 able to pull out the win. Bullman with 1 in every column with 3 shots. Trapos a goal and a save. Bitsy with a save as well. 10 shots to 6. Team 1 having the edge. Averted and Knicks both with 2 saves apiece. A little bit of a quiet showing from Dark Moon though. Zeros across the board and only a 104. Hey, getting adapted a little bit to this Team 2.
Yeah,
we will see how
our
this unfolds
commissioner
for Game 2.
Commissioner was telling us that we need to change teams, but just so happens that Team 1 has happened to win every game so far, so definitely looks a little confusing when you take a look at weekly results. Team 1 right now up 4-0, but it is not the same team, so don't you guys worry.
We can assure you that the Team 1 dominance this is not the same Team 1. In fact, there's more members of Team 2 on Team 1 than there were in that last series. So we have changed the teams if you're getting a little bit of deja vu, but playing a quick best of 3 here. And we have a bit of a shuffle.
As somebody didn't load in. Ah, yes, because it gave it to me. It gave me the match admin. Okay. Can somebody let them know to join? I'm just going to restart it from kickoff.
Wonderful scenes. Little bit of stuff. During that last game, we had a little bit of a slowdown. If the stream hiccuped, we apologize. But what happened was our wonderful producer Flix got kicked from the party, which gave Zyrek the party lead, which makes him now the match admin. So in case we need any pauses, Zyrek, I hope you're up to the task as you did there. We're back in the action.
I realized the second that our producer went, I don't have match admin, that it gave it to me because it gave me the party host. As averted with a good redirect just above, I believe that was Trapos. And a good shot from Dark Moon as averted sneaks at top corner.
Only 118 kph, just like definitely easy save, 118 kph from basically the 6-yard box. Averted, continuing to do averted things and remind us that he was the menace in that first series that was giving Team 2 all the grief, but now he's on Team 2 and back with a vengeance. 2-0 very early on.
Yeah, I mean, a very good play from Averted, knowing to, stay close enough to the ball to where any misplay was just gonna immediately result in a counterattack, as Dark Moon gets a good touch around Bullman, but isn't able to get it past Trapos.
Averted shadowing. We'll get this cleared. Maybe could have left that for Dark Moon, but Averted will take over as Dark Moon didn't Dark Moon with a bit of a 50 invert is going to beat Trey Post to the other side. Maybe centering attempt there, but Bullman, solid as ever, able to get high. Bullman has been really good on these corner reads and wall reads. And since his, own goal very early in the series, I can't remember game 1 or game 2 of the first series, Bullman has been really solid on these back wall clears, and Bullman might get a goal here, and it's just gonna go off the post because of course it will. But he will get the follow-up, getting his goal as well deserved. A little bit of a whiff from all parties involved. Nick's trying to get back in front of that. Can't quite knock it wide. So 2-1, team 1, only 1 goal away with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, good clear is going to come out from Nix. Averted's going to be up into the air. Isn't able to read that double. That would have been an amazing double. As a little bit of a misplay from Blitzy, isn't able to get it on net. As Trey Post puts it on net, though, and a little bit awkward for Team 2.
Yeah, a little bit awkward, but nothing as a result. Ball is going back, so cost them the possession. Team 1 is back, and Bitsy is going to equalize. Demos flying. Bitsy's gonna pop this up and just hit it, carry it right over Nick's there on a Dark Moon. Beautiful stuff, and this game is now level 2 apiece.
I mean, this is not how I thought this game was going to go after seeing the start. I mean, it definitely looked like team number 2 was going to take it home. Bullman left in a 1v1 against Dark Moon, but Dark Moon plays that very, very well. And is just going to pretty much walk the dog, but Averted's going to be there to get the hat trick. And that will give Team 2 the lead.
Dark Moon was having fun faking Team 1, but Averted saw a chance to get his hat trick, and he's going to get it. Retake the lead as well. Very important goal, but Averted now with 3, maybe looking for 4, or to get this center. It's looking for 4, but unfortunately couldn't get behind it enough, and it's going to carry it wide. Maybe the other way, but Averted's going to go end-to-end to save and pick up his own mess. But Bitsy is going to get a shot around Dark Moon. 3-3 coming in clutch once again. 2 minutes to go, and a very back-and-forth affair.
Now, really good touch from Blitzy. Gets it around Dark Moon. So Dark Moon isn't necessarily sure. Doesn't know how much boost he has either. And Blitzy's able to just put that shot right past and into the net. I mean, right now, I'm going to say this. A lot closer than I thought this could have been.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Averted trying to get this set up now, but this is a very back and forth. I feel like this team shakeup was one change is all it took, and it was very, very good. I think if you were to told me early on that Trey Post would have all the wins right now, I wouldn't have necessarily believed you, but it is true. Trey Post has 4 out of the 4 wins, and he might be looking to make it 5 out of 5. But Averted's gonna try to say something about that, trying to get it center, but it gets cleared away by Team 1, and now it's a little bit back and forth. Dark Moon's gonna try to pop this center, but unfortunately,
Blitzy is definitely playing a very key role in not only stopping Averted, but also taking the boost away and not making it a good time for any of the players on Team 2. As Bullman's going to clear it out, Dark Moon just going to look to take the touch into the corner. Is going to be a bit awkward. A double demo from Bullman. They can get this counterattack going. This would be deadly. As Blitzy's going to look for the shot, but it's going to be saved by Nyx Ethereum.
Bullman getting this passed up. Bitsy trying to drop this down.
Bullman, that would have had a beautiful opportunity if it wasn't for Verta getting a wonderful touch to get this clear. And now, ball's the other way, 15 seconds to go. Team 2 on the attack. Nyx just missing this. And Bitsy trying to get it cleared. Great post with the last second clear with 5 seconds to go. Team 2 still has all the pressure. Can they kill Bullman? Gets around 2, but didn't have enough time to score it. And now we are in overtime. Really close stuff. If Team 1 manages to pull out the win, this will be all over. If Team 2 manages the win, we will go to a third and final decider game for this quick little best of 3 decider between these two teams shaken up. Trey Post now with the centering attempt for the game, but nobody's home.
Trey Post is still on it, averted, not a ton of boost, ends up playing it awkward. Gonna look for the bump, isn't able to get it. Darkmoon's gonna keep it in the corner. Trey Post looking for the Doomsy, and he gets it! Team number 1 takes... I don't say that, you know, those same players on this team, but Team 1 has taken all 5 games and a very good overtime win for Trey Post.
Trey Post, 5 for 5, hits a doomsy in 2026. Unheard of scenes, but beautiful game all around. Both teams playing fantastic. Averted playing his heart out with a hat trick, but unfortunately wasn't enough. Bitsy, 2 goals, 2 saves, will get the nod for the MVP. Trey Post with 1 in goals, assists, saves, and Bullman with a goal to boot himself. The whole team just really kind of coming together, and that Team 1 is kind of the dominant factor. And remember, these teams swapped. We swapped the teams. More Team 2 players are on Team 1 than original Team 1 players, but Trey Post, man, he's the ace.
Yeah, I mean, a big thing too is, as much as I'd love to look at averted, you know, 3 goals, almost 600 points. Blitzy on the other side, 2 goals, 2 saves, 2 demos, definitely opened the field a lot for team number 1. I guess we're doing another one. Flix will definitely tell me if we're doing another one. Monsieur Flix. Alrighty, we won't have time for, you know, we won't have enough time to do another game. Congratulations to Team 1 who went, not the players, but the team itself, that went 5-0 against team number 2. And I mean, they did it in such a dominant fashion.
Yeah, definitely. That was just kind of fun to watch. I think, again, if you are a captain looking for, you know, or maybe you in your captain's ear about maybe we should pick up a player, especially if you're Kings or Sappers, but you have an open slot just right there. Consider some of these players a look. Might not necessarily be able to get averted. Maybe not. Might not be able to fit him. He has a 300 cap, but you know, Bullman released by the Kings. Nyx performing very well. Dark Moon, just every time we have one of these free agent showcases, he just rises to the occasion. So we are definitely, you know, they definitely performed very well, and I think some of these players definitely, if all of these players could be on a roster spot, I bet they would deserve it. But uh, yeah, it's a fun game all around.
Yeah, and you know what? with that being said, I don't think we have anything planned for the rest of today, but tune in tomorrow as we do have a I want to say I think it's a free agent pentathlon, but I think it's just anybody can join. I think it's just a community pentathlon tournament. Um that definitely sounds like it would be some fun to watch, and the caster's probably gonna have a good day with that. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure to go ahead and join the Discord. Player applications are down in there as well. And if you're buying anything and you want to support us in the Epic Store, make sure to use creator code QRLS and support us as much as you can. Drac, you got anything for the rest of the viewers at home?
Nothing much. We are rapidly wrapping up our bye week. Our pentathlon will mark the end of that. But so week 4 matches are just around the corner. Tune in. We will have the match of the week for you announced in the Discord. That'll definitely be a good match to watch. But this week is shaping up to be some incredible matches. Some of my favorites, Bleacher Boys Kings. It definitely has a lot of smack talk behind it. Uh, Clarity United on a tear. Hammerheads Arctic Assassins will be a fun one to watch. Reese and Norm go at it. Rangers Spectres, two teams on an absolute tear. Spectres, the only team undefeated, and Rangers looking mighty and even mightier now that they got Niner back. And then to round it out, Armada Mustangs, one of my favorite teams to watch. Armada just seems to always have a really good performance and a really good showing against the Mustangs side, whose players just so always happen to end up as players of the week. So some fun matches ahead for week 4. But Zyrek, uh, I'm just gonna toss it over to you to close us out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody, before, go ahead, join the Discord. It is down below in our little tabs. Player applications are there as well. And like I said, use creator code QRLS in the item shop. With that being said, everybody, take care and keep it quick.